Hey guys and gals, what's going on? It's G-Meister here. It's like 3 in the morning, and I got bored. I should be sleeping, but I got bored. And instead of sleeping, I typed in all of the Kingdom Hearts worlds, with the exception of all the Kingdom Hearts worlds, and several different appearances. Like, take this for example. 100 Acre Woods, 4 different fucking versions of the same world, because they're all different in each game. Now, we're mostly going to be ranking Cage 1, Cage 2, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, 0.2 Birth by Sleep, and freaking Cage 3. Those are the 6 main games we're going to be ranking, by just throwing a couple exceptions, a couple, like, fun spices. But I'm not going to really cover anything from, like, Recoded or anything. Despite Recoded being, like, a goated game, I haven't personally put enough time into it or played it recently. I haven't played it recently at all. So I'm just not going to count that, okay? I'm sorry. Recoded fans, I'm so sorry. Okay, anyways. So yeah, we got a lot to rank through. You're about to rank 66 items. Oh, let's just go in. Don't kill me. Don't flame me too hard. Don't cast, fire on me too much, or you Mega Flare me, or whatever you're gonna do. Kingdom Hearts 3 Keyblade Graveyard versus Halloween Town Cage 1. Okay, so there's gonna be a couple of criteria I'm gonna be going off of here personally as I go. First of all, ranking it off the top of my head. Put a gun to my head right now. Kind of like Will Turner in Cage 2. Fucking Cage 3 Keyblade Graveyard is the one I immediately go for, and it's the one I'm gonna go for. But this is like, how are we ranking this gap? Is it like world design? Is it like boss fights? Is it storytelling? Is it music or something? It's everything. It's like an experience. You take everything as a whole, put it together as an experience. How entertaining is that world overall? I would rather play Kingdom Hearts 3 Keyblade Graveyard over Halloween Town Cage 1. Especially with Remind, because Remind's goated, so, Timeless River! Fucking Halabash and Cage 1. Halabash and Cage 1 is my favorite world in the series, pretty much. Up there with, like, the Caribbean and Kingdom Hearts 3, and, what's another great world that I also love? Halabash and Cage 2? Yeah, that works. Traverse Town, Dream Drop. Kingdom of Corona, fucking Traverse Town. I'm biased for Traverse Town. I also love Traverse Town too, even if it is the Dream Drop version. Like, I don't know. I like the theme that Dream Drop has going on, and I'd rather play fucking with the World Ends With You crew than in linear freaking I'm about to call it Arendelle. Linear Kingdom of Corona. Because Kingdom of Corona is a very pretty world, but I feel like it's linear. It's very linear. And anytime I have to play through that world, like, let's just say I'm playing through it, and then I miss a chest, and I want to go for a 100% save file. Or, a chest or a lucky emblem, or, I don't know, some kind of photo mission or something. I'm just like, oh, fuck, man, where is that? Where do I have to go? And everything like that. Like, man, sometimes it just sucks. Because, like, you're just going straight in a line, and I guess the fast travel system of the save point helps, kind of. But even then, the loading screens on those are kind of long. I don't know. It's like a personal thing. And Kingdom of Corona is a good world, but, well, I don't know. It's very linear. It feels like Kingdom Hearts 3 hallway, not Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 2 hallways sometimes, so, Scarlet Callum, or Symphony of Sorcery. I'm gonna go Scarlet. But I love Symphony of Sorcery, so. 100 Acre Woods Calm, World That Never Was, DDD. World That Never Was. Let's see here. Prankster's Paradise, or The Dark World. By the way, this is Birth by Sleep, not 0.2 Birth by Sleep. Burst by Sleep, as in you play the Dark World in the secret episode of Aqua. And you fight that badass looking Heartless dude. And then they tease 0.2, and then also blank points and everything happens there. Put a gun to my head, I'm playing Transfer's Paradise. Only because of the Sora version. The Riku version with Monstro, it's kind of just okay. But the Sora version's cool. Country of Musketeers, End of the World. Wingtown Cage 2, Neverland. Put a gun to my head. Cage 2. Land of Dragons, Disney Town. Run! Click Disney Town immediately. Oh god, that one right there. Disney Castle, Olympus Coliseum, Cage 1, yeah, Olympus Coliseum. Space Paranoids, Wonderland. You know what? I'm a Wonderland enjoyer. Alright, a lot of people are just like, oh, Wonderland is so lame, and the Lotus Forest is confusing, and so is the Bazaar Room. I eat that shit up, dude. I eat that shit for breakfast. Like, I love Wonderland because after you're done with the initial playthrough of the world, like, you come back there, and there's so much more shit to do. Like, get a hidden White Trinity to get freaking Lady Luck as a Keyblade. Despite you not wanting to use it at that point in the game, it's still really cool. You know, you want to freaking explore the world a little bit, interact with the environment in the Bazaar Room, get those chests that are placed high up in the Tea Party Garden. Also, the Tea Party Garden is also really cool too. That's awesome. Yeah, no, Wonderland is just a world that keeps on giving as you return to visit it throughout the game or in the late game in general. So with all that to say, fucking Wonderland. Like, it can be confusing in your first playthrough, I get it, but like, it's a cool world. Story-wise, it's whatever, but you know, it's neat, it's cool. Twilight Town Cage 3, 100 Twilight Town. Daybreak Town, Union Cross, just to clarify. Final World. Oh. Daybreak Town. I like the idea of the Final World. Presentation-wise, the Final World is beautiful. And, you know, putting Sora back together and playing that mini-game and, you know, getting an Orichalcum Plus and talking to Cherisi. And I guess if you want to count it, in Melody of Memory, you do the Xehanort boss fight there. If you want to count that, it's kind of neat. But it's just as simple as freaking, you just walk around. In terms of actual gameplay, aside from like the cool Sora put together mini-game, it's kind of boring. But, you know, in concept, it's freaking awesome. It's like a purgatory in Kingdom Hearts. Like, some of those stars have like some really tragic stories. Some shit that, if you take the time to read through it, it's kind of like, wow, what the fuck, that's in this game? It's kind of cool. But on the other hand, Daybreak Town has a lot of fucked up shit that happens in it, especially in Union Cross, bro. Union Cross Endgame is wild. Union Cross in general is kind of wild, but like, damn. Oh man. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. Why am I not spoiling Union Cross? I don't know. Beast Castle, San Francisco. I think San Francisco, in terms of like actual world, like actually playing in the world itself, is actually the second best world in Cage 3. I love exploring that world. I love that in the daytime variation of the world, the Heartless aren't there, and you get to see NPCs walking and driving around. But at night, the music changes, and it becomes like really cool, and everything's like neon, and you get to fight the Heartless, and everything like that, and it's much more exciting. San Francisco's good. It's honestly good, and the story's kind of fun to play through too. It is, honestly. You know, it's kind of cool. Really cool stuff. 100 Acre Woods Cage 2, Neverland Cage 1. I'm only gonna give it to Neverland because Neverland has the Phantom. That's one thing I really do like about Cage 1. Cage 1 implemented some of the post-game Final Mix content into some of the Disney worlds. You know, sharing the love. You know, freaking Olympus Coliseum got Sephiroth and the Ice Titan, you know. Agrabah got Kurziza. Neverland got the Phantom. And Hollow Bastion got the Unknown, which is, we all know, Zemnis now. That's cool. That's a cool way to do post-game. Because the way KH2 did it is literally just absent silhouettes randomly in some worlds. Sometimes it's themed, sometimes it's not. Like Marluxia being in Beast Castle is kind of clever. But other times I'm just like, why? Huh? You know, what the hell does Lexius have to do with Twilight Town? I mean, struggle? I guess because he's strong? I guess? I don't know. And then all the freaking post-game is, like, in Hollow Bastion. You know, almost all of it. You know, aside from the Mushroom 13, which is cool. But, you know, like, in terms of actual boss fights, it's in Hollow Bastion. It's all freaking Sephiroth. It's freaking, the Data 13, the Cavern of Remembrance. It's all in there. Rather than being spread out to the other Disney worlds and stuff like that, which makes them feel even more inconsequential. That's a KH2 problem. That's a KH2 problem. Then Remind comes about and it's just put off. The post-game boss fights, the DLC boss fights, the final mixed content, whatever you want to call it, is all sanctioned off into its own little episodes that you have to access outside of the game after you beat the game. Cool. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I like how Remind did it, but like, man, these worlds feel... I mean, the KH3 worlds do feel a bit more populated and, like, relevant, because it has each one of the flan, they all have their own chests and lucky emblems you can get, photo missions, some of them even have little side missions. There's also the battle gates at the end of the game after you beat that, then you can go fight them and challenge them, despite them being really easy by the time you do. You know, each of them has a mini game, like Gigas and Toy Box, and that cool rhythm game in the Kingdom of Corona, that awesome slider mini game in Arendelle. Why am I just talking about all of this now? Neverland has spawned me into, like, a rant about general relevancy and quirks of each world in Kingdom Hearts games, like the Disney worlds, and I'm just like, wow. This is why I decided to record this, by the way, instead of doing it on my own. Because I just get stuff like this, and I'm just like, what? Anyways, all that to say, I prefer Neverland. God. La City de Clote, fuck that world. I'm sorry, fuck that world. I like how you can use flow motion to climb the tower. That's really cool. Aside from that, it feels generic as hell. Every time I go through that world, I'm just like, yeah, that's it. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And it doesn't help because it's the second world you play through in Dream Drop based on like battle levels and stuff like that. So like whenever I'm starting a new playthrough of Dream Drop, I'm always just like, oh yeah, baby, Traverse Town was really awesome. My energy's ready. I'm ready to go. Here we go. Faster, you know, all that stuff. And then I get like freaking La City de Clotes, and I'm just like, or Cloches, yeah, my bad. And then I'm just like, why have I done this to myself? And then after that, I play the fucking grid, and then I'm just like, oh, Zemnis, whoa. And then also, like, you know, Tron at the end there, the Enosaurus part, is cool too. Yeah, the Rinsler boss fight's kind of cool too. Then Prankster's Paradise comes around, I'm just like... And then throughout the rest of the game, I'm schmoozing. But the fucking early game of Dream Drop Distance, hell no, baby! I didn't even realize what the other world was, I just knew it was better than that one. It was a world that never was KH2, for reference. One of the best worlds in the series. Keyblade Graveyard, Kingdom Hearts 3. That's not a contest right there. Halloween Town KH1, that's not a contest either. Deep Jungle, Castle of Dreams. Okay. I have thoughts about both of these two. Deep Jungle. is not as bad as you guys think it is. It's tedious sometimes. Like, you know, having to go back and forth, up and down, up and down, up and down. But there's ways you can mitigate that. Like, you know, jumping off at certain points of the treehouse makes you go faster. Instead of swinging around the vines, do the hippo platforming properly. Makes the route to the treehouse go faster as well. Jumping off on the left side of the treehouse, right before the Clayton boss fight, like, you know, after you save Jane and everything like that, instantly just brings you to the boss fight with Clayton. That helps save you time. So basically, all that to say is, I like Deep Jungle. Tarzan's a cool guest party member. He has Cure and Arrow, and hits like a truck early on. You know, Sabor is really cool to fight off against. Freaking, you know, Clayton has grown in my heart, you know. I like Clayton as a boss fight. The Clayton fight's fun, dude. You know, some of the trinities are neat, I guess. Some of the mini games are just really whatever. Like the Vine speedrun time thing, and the one with like you're like grinding down the trees or whatever. That's just whatever. I know there's like a bunch of secret courses for that one. I don't care, but it's neat. As for Castle of Dreams, the Aqua and Terra versions of these worlds, you know, as in terms of like actual design, it's really mid. But the Ventus version is really poggered. It kind of gives me like KH1 Wonderland vibes, kind of. And that's cool, right? And you know, going around the house and collecting stuff to like freaking make Cinderella's dress, that's like really cool, right? And, you know, freaking getting to fight Lucifer the cat as a boss fight? That's kind of cool. Now, unfortunately, you do have to deal with Jock, but that's whatever. I don't get the hate for him, really. He's annoying, yeah, but, like, whatever? I don't know. So, I kind of like both of these worlds, but I prefer Deep Jungle. How long have I been going already? Oh my god, 20 minutes? Holy shit. Alright. Castle Oblivion. Chain of Memories. Toy Box. 100 Acre Wood Cage 3. A pit stop. With some nice mini-games and great mini-game music. Versus Pride Lands. I'd rather play that. Dude, I don't care, bro. Pride Lands, you know, it's really cool how it introduces a unique gameplay style and everything like that, with Lion Sora and everything like that. And, you know, you can do some cool drifting tricks and everything like that, and it kind of looks fun. The world itself is kind of doo-doo. Like, design-wise, it's boring. It feels like a barren wasteland, and you could be like, Gavin, that's the fucking point. That's why Simba has to come back and make everything better. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, it's so boring. Every time I go to a playthrough of Pride Lands, I'm just like, oh, here we go. Hell, and you know for a fact that, you know, I'm like, here we go, because I'm making myself do that, because the Pride Lands is an optional world, which you would think would make me cut it some slack. But I'm just like, it's boring. And it limits your abilities. And you have an entirely different moveset. You can't use the dry forms or your summonings. I mean, the Scar boss fight's cool, though. I like the Scar boss fight. And the boss fight in the second visit with the big-ass Heartless, that's cool as shit. Those are cool. It has some cool-ass boss fights. I'll give it that. What the fuck were they comparing it to? What the hell? Oh yeah, 100 Acre Woods Cage 3. The reason why I pick it over that, the story is nice and made me have an existential crisis on my first playthrough. You know, with, you know, Sora disappearing from the book and the reason for that and everything like that, and playing into the themes of Cage 3. And the mini-games, though they are the same 3 mini-games over and over again with just some slight variation, they're fun mini-games. And at least it's done and over with quickly, you know? Whereas with the Pride Land, I'm just like, get me out of this hell. Anyways, Enchanted Dominion, Olympus Coliseum BBS. I don't like Olympus BBS. Boop. I do like Zach's appearance in Olympus BBS. That's really badass. I like how Ventus trains Hercules. That's really cool. But what really gets me for both Terra and Aqua's versions of Olympus Coliseum is how the tournaments are timed. I kind of give that's like the gimmick for those tournaments, and like, you know, it adds to the difficulty and everything like that. It's just kind of annoying, and every time I play that world as as Aqua or Terra, I'm just like, oh, here we go, baby. Basically, if a world makes me feel like I'm doing chores, or I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's you, I'm not gonna have a good time with you. No. Olympus, KH3, because, you know, no Coliseum. Oh, perfect, right here. Olympus Coliseum, KH2, Olympus. Just Olympus, because of KH3. Okay. Oh, boy. Okay. Olympus Coliseum KH2 has some amazing boss fights. It does. Cerberus is fun. The Hydra is fun. The Brief Demix encounter is cool. Freaking the Pete boss fight's really fun. The tournament cups are cool. Not as cool as the KH1 tournament cups because I can't get XP during the KH2 ones. Lame. And they're all gimmicky. But they're cool. Orn is one of the best guest party members in the entire Kingdom Hearts franchise. That's coming from a Final Fantasy X fan, by the way. Versus Kingdom Hearts 3 Olympus. One of the coolest worlds in the entire series when it comes to, like, level design. And in terms of, like, introduction worlds in the series, I think it's one of the best ones. It just throws you right into the fucking action, right into kind of familiar territory. Familiar, but fresh, you know? And, you know, Olympus is actually a really great world to use as an example of, yeah, we're in the next generation of Kingdom Hearts now, baby. Because, like, we've seen this world done so many times in the previous games that this version of Olympus is so freaking refreshing. I'm gonna be honest, the underworld theming, while kinda cool in KH2, actually going through the the underworld itself, it makes me kind of dragged. It kind of drags on. Especially when you're going to the left side, you know, where you progress the story in the first visit to get to the Pete boss fight and save Meg. Yeah. And this one has like the cool Rock Titan boss fight. It has the cool Triple Titan boss fight and the Wind Titan and everything like that. And it actually has some post-game side quests, you know, post-world side quests, I guess. It has collect the golden Hercules statues, and you can actually, when you come back to the world after you beat it, it's like, oh cool, they were building Thebes. That's really cool. I'm sorry. And don't get me wrong, KH2 Olympus has some great fucking stuff. Again, Orn is really badass. I love Orn. A lot. But, like, come on. Two worlds I'm just like, with right here. Atlantica KH1, which has kind of grown on me over time. And Deep Space, which hasn't really grown on me over time. With Deep Space, I'm kind of annoyed by the gravity gimmick. You would think it'd be refreshing, right? No, I'm just kind of annoyed when I go do it. I'm just like, oh, this shit again? Come on. I mean, it's kind of cool, right? Because with the gravity, it allows you to traverse the world faster, but sometimes it makes the chest float up. So then you gotta turn off the gravity in order to get the chest. So that's kind of a cool thing right there. But I don't think it's fun. So, yeah, no. In terms of my personal enjoyment, no thank you. But I do think Deep Space has some cool boss fights, though. So that's a plus. And so the world, the world story for all three characters is actually relatively engaging, and I'm like, aw, Stitch, you're not a monster, and everything like that. And Terra's like, well, I'm not a monster either. And Ventus is just like, it's too dangerous for you, Stitch, you gotta stay behind. And he's like, oh, wait a minute, I'll let you fight with me because you're just like me. And then Aqua is just like working with the authorities, and she realizes that, well, you know, just because freaking she's the authority and she's working with authorities doesn't necessarily mean they're right with how they judge Stitch. Kind of similar to how her and Ericus judge Ventus. Oh my gosh. All that in Disney World? What the fuck? BBS is goated. Anyways. Mirage Arena. Land of Departure. Oh, come on. Really? Land of Departure is literally like 3 rooms. And like, I guess in Cage 3, you fight in that room as Aqua against Vanitas. And that's kind of it. Neat. Okay, Neverland 358. Monster. I forgot about the Ruler of the Sky. I did. I almost immediately clicked it just because Neverland and 358 is cool. And it is. Not as cool as BBS, but it's still cool. But then I remembered the Ruler of the Sky. Oh, no fucking way. But there's that really cute cutscene where Roxas is just like, Axel, you gotta believe the fly, look! And then Axel does eventually fly. And I really wish they included shit like that in the HD cutscenes they include in all the collections and all that jazz. In the 1.5 collection. They're like, what the hell, man? Gamora, why the hell can we animate Roxas taking a single bite out of a freaking sea salt ice cream bar, but not Axel flying around in Neverland? Where is your soul, Nomura? Where is it? But Monstro, I've also defended a couple times on my streams. Every time I stream KH1, pretty much. Yeah, it sucks to look at. It could be confusing on your first time through, and the Parasite Cage is kind of a neat boss fight, but whatever. But it has some cool things. Like, on your first time going through, if you want to progress through the world, and not go for any, like, extra treasure, or trinities, or torn pages, or summoning gems, or anything like that, basically any of the cool content this world has in it, you can. Just keep running to the green portals, or I call them a portal. Orifices? Passageways. Green passageways. The green lit passageways. You keep going through those, and it's just like, okay, cool. I'm going to, and then you go to the next one that's glowing green, and it's either glowing purple or pink/blue, whatever you want to call it. Don't go that way, because that means you're backtracking or going the wrong way. Now, in terms of actual exploration in this world, despite everything kind of looking the same, which kind of does suck, there's actually cool stuff to find. Again, there's a summoning gem with Dumbo in there. There's freaking a torn page there. You can find some Dalmatians and chests high up, some gummies if that's your thing. You know, plenty of cool stuff like that. And it all gets unlocked quite a bit after you get high jump throughout in like the second half of the world and glide and everything. And it's one thing I really do like about KH1's level design compared to like all the other games in the series, kind of. It's kind of like a Metroidvania in a way. They're like, uh-oh, you can't get this chest in Wonderland because freaking you need high jump or you need a glide. So you play through the game more, you beat Monstro, or you go halfway through Monstro, you get high jump. You go back to the world than before, bam, you can get that chest. You can find those Dalmatians. You can do you can explore the worlds and get more replay value out of them than you would in like a KH2 world. In KH2, the Metroidvania type elements, the only type of elements there really is fucking puzzle pieces, which is neat. Man, really? And that's not even me mentioning stuff like Trinity Marks, which Trinity Marks are goated. I fucking love Trinity Marks. They're awesome, man. They give you like nice little rewards, and like they like bring you to explore the world. You find them, and they interact with the environment sometimes. It's cool, man. Now it could be really annoying if it's your first time playing through the game, and you're just like, I want to use Aladdin and Agrabah, but there's Trinity Marks throughout the world, so I'll just rock Donald and Goofy. Yeah, that can be kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, me who has played that game several times, I'm just like, oh yes, I know for a fact that I can't access any more Trinities after this point, or I won't be accessing Trinities for a while at this point. So let me bring Aladdin into this boss fight over like Donald or something, you know? How much of this have I gone through? All that to say, Monstro. Also, Riku is a guest party member. Not really guest, but like an ally in Monstro during the first Parasite Cage fight. Which is cool, because that's the first time anything like that happens in the series. So that's cool. It's kind of dope getting to fight alongside Riku. It is. I have so many thoughts. Radiant Garden. Birth by Sleep. Aaron, I don't need to talk about it. I like Destiny Islands. It's my favorite tutorial world. I know I was giving Olympus in Cage 3 some high praises, and it deserves it. It really does. And Twilight Town in Cage 2 is also really good, and Land of Departure is whatever. But, I love Destiny Islands. It means a lot to me. Sure. Yeah, that's all that matters. It's a world that, you know, embarks you on your adventure, and I love it. It's nice. It's small. And, you know, it teaches you the game mechanics and everything like that. And you get to fight some of the Final Fantasy characters as kids, and it's nice. It's adorable, you know? Anyways, Port Royal sucks. Oh, what the Radiant Garden Cage 3. It's one room in Remind. And I guess in, like, the freaking, the thing where you play around with models in Cage 3. I know it's really cool, and you also get it in Remind. It'll come to my head. And the editor will put it on screen for you right now. But that's cool. It's basically Birth by Sleep, freaking Radiant Garden in Kingdom Hearts 3. So it looks cool. And some cutscenes happen here. And that's awesome. And it is Sid's computer that lets you access some of the awesome limit cut boss fights. You know what? Just for that, I like it more over Port Royal. Port Royal has cool boss fights. Don't get me wrong. Right? Port Royal has cool boss fights. The Reaper's a cool freaking Heartless to fight on the second visit. And freaking Barbossa's a cool boss fight. But fighting the pirates is kind of annoying. You have to use Chicken Little to lure them out of the freaking, like, shade into the moonlight, and then you spam magic on them. That's all you do. And the world is not pretty. The world has not aged well visually. It's kind of ugly. That's all I gotta say. The Caribbean makes that world, I'm just saying, like, Port Royal's down here, the Caribbean's, like, all the way up here. Mysterious Tower. Oh, what the hell? Why? What the fuck? Agrabah. Moving on. Monstropolis. Case. Oh, fuck that. No offense, guys. I don't want to have some finny fun today. No, thank you. Twilight Town. Cage 2 versus the Caribbean. Now, the only reason why I even debate this is because of the Roxas prologue at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. It makes that world feel like home. It gives you things to do, like some jobs, like some small jobs, like poster duty and delivering mail on a skateboard and taking care of garbage and fighting bees and, you know, keeping that ball up in the air for like freaking 100 years, which is really satisfying to do. But the Caribbean, while having a weak story, is a banger world. Best swimming mechanics in the entire series, right? Freaking visually one of the most beautiful worlds in the entire series, if not the most beautiful world, okay? Freaking, you know, cool ass pirate designs, cool ship minigame, nice fast travel system that you don't need a save point for either. You just do it on the map. You just load up the map and you just, oh, I want to go to that island. Okay, there we go. Collecting all those chests is really fun. Leveling up your ship to level 10 is cool. The fact that if you level it up, you can use either the Leviathan or the Black Pearl. That's also really cool. Freaking so much exploration. Like, I want more of that. I know that's like not some people's thing. They're just like, oh, the world feels like a chore and it's too big and I don't like the ship minigame. And I get that. I completely do. But I love it. I fucking do, dude. I'm as enthusiastic as Sora when it comes to that one. He's like, dude, this world's a banger. I'm like, dude, I'm with you. Up top. On the other hand, though, Twilight Town and Kingdom Hearts 2 has, freaking, I guess my summer vacation is over. And that does hit. That still hits to this day. I'm gonna go Twilight Town just out of respect. But I do love that world. Thank goodness there's an undo button. Traverse Town KH1 Traverse Town, like Destiny Islands, like Twilight Town, also in KH2, feels like home. Also, it's like such a fun world to explore. Gives it 10 postcards, freaking interact with the Final Fantasy characters, find all the trinities, open up the item shop, Geppetto shop just appearing in the first district is cool. There's no Moogle shops throughout the game, unlike in every other game in the series. So you have to actively come back there to buy items, and the candles in the first district, and the hotel manager, which is really sketchy, and you don't see his face or anything. Plus Merlin's study there too, which is also really cool. And that lets you get summoning gem, practice your magic, freaking access 100 Acre Woods, and the Dalmatians are there as well, which you turn your Dalmatians in, you get some rewards. Traverse Town is a banger, bro. Traverse Town is a banger. Oh my gosh, Traverse Town is such a good world. Honest. Hollow Bastion KH1 is also a great world. And I'd also rather play Timeless River over Agrabah. KH2, just for clarification. Scala ad Calum. Traverse Town Dream Drop. I'd rather play Scala. Symphony of Sorcery, I'd also rather play. That world is a literal banger. And I'm really mad that Symphony of Sorcery got robbed during Melody of Memory. The literal rhythm game. The game based around music didn't want to include the world that is based around music. I'm baffled. The Symphony of Sorcery got robbed. Anyways. Prankster's Paradise. Banger. World That Never Was. Dream Drop. Banger. They're both really great worlds, dude. They're awesome. But I'm gonna lean towards World That Never Was because the Riku part of Prankster's Paradise is kinda weak sauce. Kinda weak sauce. 100 Acre Wood, I'd rather play Prankster's Paradise. Dark World, BBS, I'd rather play Dark World. Anyways, Halloween Town, Case 2, End of the World. I'd rather play The End of the World, thank you very much. Country of the Musketeers. Now this one might be a little controversial. I like Halloween Town and Cage 2. But it suffers the same problems that almost every Cage 2 world suffers. It feels like a hallway. A linear hallway. You got a couple Halloween-themed hallways and a couple Christmas-themed hallways. Now in the final mix, I do enjoy how they included Christmas Town outfits for Throw Down the Roof. That's cool. When it comes to theming, this world is the bomb. There's a reason why so many Hot Topics like that world, right? Yeah, that joke's good. Anyways, and the Oogie Boogie boss fight's fun, and the Experiment boss fight's fun too, and the whole storyline with the Experiment is also really cool too. It's kind of like an allegory for like nobodies in the game. It's kind of cool. On the other hand, Country of Musketeers has some banger music. It have a funny cutscene with Sora. I like the Riku part because it's like the backstage of a drama show of a theater, and as a person who's worked running crew in the past, I like that. That's cool. It's kind of neat. And French Pete is neat. I just talked myself into liking Halloween Town more despite it being hallways. Holy shit. Theming and good boss fights really can do that to an MF. Damn, Cage 2, you're powerful. You're powerful. Neverland, Burst by Sleep, Country of Musketeers. Neverland Birth by Sleep is the best version of that world, because it's actually Neverland. Not a bunch of rocks, or Captain Hook's ship. It's actually Neverland, and that's cool. Halabashin, Radiant Garden, Kingdom Hearts... Oh, that's not even a contest. Get out of here. Freaking Dwarf, Woodlands, Land of Dragons. I'd rather play Land of Dragons. Disney Town, I'd rather play Dwarf Woodland. Okay, damn, that shit was easy. I don't even think you guys need an explanation. If you played the games, that is. Oh well. Wonderland. I simply think Olympus has the best tournament. KH1 Olympus has the best tournaments in the entire series because I can grind XP off them. And they give me cool rewards. And, you know, the story's cool. Yeah. And, you know, it also has Sephiroth and the Ice Titan. And the Hades Cup, which is awesome. Great content. Sometimes the great content is enough to push a world over the edge. Over another one. Where I think Wonderland has better design than Olympus Coliseum. Freaking, you know, the content of Olympus alone outweighs the cool post-content of Wonderland. You get what I mean? I'm sure you do. I'd rather play Wonderland over Disney Castle, though. Any day. Because that's like a pit stop and an escort mission. One of the better escort missions in Kingdom Hearts, though. Fucking Dwarf Woodlands and Castle of Dreams and Birth by Sleep with their freaking escort missions? No fucking way. Especially with Terra and Cinderella. Nuh-uh. No, that's hell. I don't want to go through that. They threw so many enemies at you so early in the game. No thank you. Cinderella's like frail as shit apparently. It's not just a slipper that's glass, guys. Holy crap. Anyways, at least Minnie Mouse can like fight back. It's just like freaking light! And come on! And everything like that. And it's neat. You know, at least you can use that ability and take out the Heartless really quick. The hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm ranking I'm ranking Kingdom Hearts worlds today. Space Paranoids, Disney Castle. Well, Daybreak Town, Union Cross, Twilight Town, Cave Street. That one hurt. Not because I think Twilight Town and Kingdom Hearts 3 has so much more potential to be bigger. And I do like it how you get to come back and mail postcards there. You get the freaking, you know, 100 Acre Wood is there. Freaking, Remy's restaurant there, the bistro is there. But you can access that through a save point anyways. And, you know, actually playing Kingdom Hearts 3 for the first time and, like, seeing Twilight Town in full HD with all these nice NPCs walking around, and it's so visually nice looking, and I just wish it was bigger. So Daybreak Town, purely because I like the vibes of Daybreak Town, and you know, Union Cross story stuff. It takes it just because of that, really. The final world in KH3 versus Twilight Town. Ooh, I think both of these worlds have more potential than they've shown. At least in the Kingdom Hearts 3. But I'm gonna go with Twilight Town just because. 100 Acre Woods KH1 Final World. Final World because the concept is cool. And visually is really dope. Neverland KH1 versus San Francisco. No contest. Beast Castle. Neverland. Neverland sucks. But that makes sense because they had such a low time to work on that world anyway, so whatever. KH1 Neverland, for clarification, not 358 or freaking Birth by Sleep. Anyways, you saw the thing, you saw it. Unless you're listening to this video, in which case that's valid too. Keyblade Graveyard Cave Stream. Ooh! Oh, okay. I feel like the world that never was has better level design than KH3. I'm not saying something. Because, like, not KH3 as a whole, but the Keyblade Graveyard in Kingdom Hearts 3, the final type world. But even then, KH3 kind of covers that with Scala Ad Calum. Huh. Shit. Keyblade Graveyard kind of works as, like, a big area just to fight a bunch of like, the enemies and the organization fights. Especially in Remind, that's really cool. But in KH2, the world that never was is kind of just like a boss rush with some cool ass, like, you storming the organization's stronghold. And it's really awesome. You start off with the Roxas boss fight in the final mixed version, which is a huge ass difficulty spike. Once you conquer it, you feel really satisfied and sad at the same time. Then you fight Zigbar, and that's cool. And then you reunite with Riku and Kairi, and that's awesome. And then you freaking keep moving, and as the wisest sacrifice happens down the line, you fight Sayax and Luxord before that. Luxord, Luxord. Zemnis. It has some great boss fights at the end of the KH2. And I feel like, you know, visually speaking, I feel like the world that never was is a cooler world than the Keyblade Graveyard. On the other hand, Keyblade Graveyard has some coolest freaking moments in the entire freaking franchise, like Roxas returning, and freaking, you know, the Wayfinder reunion, and the freaking Sea Salt reunion, and then, you know, when Xehanort kills Kairi, I know it's really sad that he kills Kairi because Nomura doesn't know how to write, you know, girl characters and everything like that. The gals, he struggled a little bit there, unfortunately. Though Remind kind of redeemed that. Remind kind of did. And that's what I'm going to talk about. Remind kind of made the Keyblade Graveyard even better. Because you get the option to play as Riku, you get the option to play as Aqua, you get to play as Roxas, and you regain the Rakusan Sigil and everything like that. And Kairi gets to do some additional badass shit against Zemnis in that scene. You know, keep him on his toes and get him moving. And playing as Kairi is also really cool. Do you count that as a Keyblade Graveyard? I kind of do. Because that's not Scala, that's for sure. Yeah, that's definitely the Keyblade Graveyard. Oh my gosh. Endgame KH2 versus Endgame KH3 plus Remind. Oh my gosh. I feel like the KH2 fans are gonna be like seizing. Boop. Halloween Town KH1. Let's say they did Torture. Halloween Town. You know, I was literally just talking about these two worlds earlier, but I'd rather play this one because the tower is cool. Nothing in the grid is cool. Absolutely nothing. Toy Box or Deep Jungle? I'd rather play Toy Box. Despite getting one-shotted by Gigas on critical mode. Yeah. Castle Oblivion, Chain of Memories, Deep Jungle. I'd rather play Deep Jungle. I'd also rather play Castle of Dreams. Enchanted Dominion. 100 Acre Woods. Oh, shit. Yeah, wait. Enchanted Dominion. Why am I thinking? Olympus. BBS. Yeah, I still rather play that, I guess. Atlantica KH1. Olympus KH3. Oh, that's not a contest. And I'd also rather play Olympus KH2 over that, too. Monstro, I'd rather play over the Mirage Arena. I'd rather play Neverland 358 over the Mirage Arena. Destiny Island, the Radiant Garden. That's actually valid. I'd rather play Destiny Island because I have a bias towards it. I'd also rather play the Dark World because the Dark World is literally all of 0.2 Birth by Sleep, by the way. I'm not counting it as, like, the Dark World Castle Town, the Dark World Mirror area, and the Dark World Forest with Enchanted Dominion, and the Dark World Destiny Island cave thing. I don't know. Where you meet Mickey in. It's all the Dark World. It's all the Realm of Darkness. The entire game of 0.2 Burst by Sleep is encompassed by that one choice right there. So, it's kind of cheating, if you think about it, but I don't care. It's kind of cool. Plus, that game is so short to begin with, where it's like, okay. Agrabah KH1, Radiant Garden KH3. I'd rather play Agrabah KH1. Mysterious fucking, I guess, KH3. Radiant Garden's better. Port Royal, yeah, I guess I'd rather play that. That's kind of a low bar, though. Twilight Town KH2. Monstropolis. Twilight Town, I'd rather play it. Caribbean, I'd rather play it. Fucking Traverse Town, I'm sorry. Halabashin. Actually, mine. Yeah, I'll live with that. Halabashin KH1 is the better world. Timeless River is also the better world. I'd rather play Keyblade Graveyard DBS, though. No doubt. Agrabah you know, how I talked about how, like, Halloween Town, despite it being, like, hallways, is in KH2. It has, like, really good theming and boss fights and stuff like that. Agrabah has none of that. KH2 straight up, like, neutered Agrabah from KH1. Straight up neutered it. The second visit's lame, you know, with the carpet stuff and the carpet boss fight with Jafar. The boss fight with the fire and ice dudes, those heartless, they're cool. That's a cool fight, I gotta say. And, you know, Pete and Iago and Genie's kind of funny, I guess. But the Cave of Wonders and Agrabah the city got neutered. Like, it's not cool. I don't know, man. It kind of feels barren. Like, more than the KH1 one. And that one has, like, more exploration, and it makes me feel like I'm actually like Aladdin, going through Agrabah, going through, like, the higher, I'm platforming around the rooftops, and, you know, finding different ways to get the treasure and everything like that, you know? Immersion is important. If you make me feel like I'm Aladdin, it makes me feel better. But in Agrabah and KH2, I just feel like this could be any city. This could almost be like any city. And the Cave of Wonders in KH2 has no sense of exploration either. Unlike KH1, where you're constantly going up and down, finding treasure at the bottom, and doing things up top to influence the bottom, and vice versa. Even in, like, you know, post-world story, you know, you get unlocked Trinity, the Yellow Trinity, you push down this thing, you find more treasures, and it's better. It's just way better. Not even a context there, dude. World that never was, Dream Drop, Distance, Scala, and Callum. Remind fucking, like, salvage. It made Scala rise from the ashes. Like, Scala in base KH3 is, like, a really cool place to, like, do the final boss fight and everything like that against Xehanort. That is really cool. But it wouldn't be ranking this high if it wasn't for all the new lore that came out, like, I guess, Dark Road, but more specifically, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. Especially with, like, the subtle hints that's like, yeah, this place used to be Daybreak Town. That's, like, really cool. That's so cool. And, like, actual environmental puzzles and shit like that, that's a rarity in this series post-KH1, man. Remind really do be carrying Scala. Symphony of Sorcery in the world that never was, Dream Drop. I'm gonna go Symphony of Sorcery because that's one of the best worlds in the freaking series. Theming is amazing, the environments look great and feel awesome to explore. It's one of the worlds that uses the flow motion system the best, and it's just a cool world, man. Traverse Town Dream Drop, world that never was Dream Drop. I'd rather play Traverse Town because I'm biased. What can I say? I'd rather play world that never was Dream Drop. Not gonna lie. Pranksters. I'd also rather play Pranksters over Kingdom of Corona as well. Dark World Birth by Sleep, not 0.2, but the secret episode again with Aqua versus Kingdom of Corona. I'd rather play that as well, to be honest with you. 100 Acre would come. I would rather play Kingdom of Corona over that though. Not gonna lie. Halabashin, Radiant Garden, KH2, and the World. I'd rather play that. Not gonna lie. Mostly because that world has so much fucking content when it comes to both story and actual gameplay. And, you know, Final Mix definitely helped that rise from the ashes as well, with the Cavern of Remembrance actually offering real platforming. Holy crap, bro. Anyways, Land of Dragons, End of the World. Halloween Town, Cage 2, yeah, boom. Neverland, yep. Country of the Musketeers, yeah. Might get shit for that one, but I don't care. Daybreak Town, Olympus Cage 1. Olympus Cage 1. Daybreak Town. Wonderland. Twilight Town. The Final World. Space Paranoid. I'd rather play the Final World. Space Paranoid kind of just bores me. Not as boring as, like, the Grid, because I think the ending of Space Paranoids is really nice, where Sora and Tron hug and everything like that. That's like a very nice ending to that world. But that's kind of like the only thing that really stands out in that world to me. Yeah, not gonna lie. That's like, the life cycle minigame's like, whatever. 100 Acre Woods KH1 Space Paranoids. I guess I'd rather play Space Paranoids over that, though, so. Yeah, 100 Acre Woods KH1 has the most, like, simple story. And it's kind of the most original by default, because, you know, haha, Pooh didn't lose his memories, and they're not retreading the story like in Calm, and KH3 actually had a fucking existential story to tell there, so that's kind of cool, actually. But 100 Acre Woods KH1, the minigames kind of suck. And that's just as a result of, you know, the roughness of KH1 in general, in my opinion. But the Bouncing Grounds is like one of the few redeeming pages in that freaking game, where there's actual exploration involved and like finding the rare nuts and breaking logs to find items and opening actual treasure chests and using the different bounces to traverse the higher areas of the world is cool. So yeah, all that to say, 100 Acre Woods KH1 over Disney Castle any day. Keyblade Graveyard KH3 San Francisco. Again, I think as an objective world, I think San Francisco is better in terms of like actual exploration and everything. But, you know, Remind kind of just like, yeah. Personal enjoyment, again. That's what this is mostly being measured off. Would I rather play this world or this world, you know? War Than Ever Was, KH2. San Francisco. Boom. San Francisco. Boop. No. I'm content with that too. Enchanted Dominion Toy Box. Deep Jungle I'd rather play. I'd also rather play Castle Dreams. Simply because of Ventus again. Castle Oblivion, Calm. I'd rather play Castle Oblivion over that though. Monster Row versus Olympus. Cage 3 again. I'd rather play Cage 3 Olympus over Monster Row. I'd also rather play Olympus Coliseum Cage 2 over Monster Row. I'd actually rather, hot take as well, I'd rather play Atlantica over Montreux as well. Okay, hesitantly, I'd rather play Deep Space over Montreux. Hesitantly. Objectively, this is a better world, but I don't care. Really. Dark World 0.2 is also better than this. Reading Garden simply is better than Agrabah KH1, simply because fan service, really. That for all three stories, there's a shit ton of fan service in that, and it's great, you know.
meeting Lee and Isa as Ventus and all the organization members like Yenzo, Evan, Dylan, Alias. Dude, I'm getting their names. Let's go. Freaking Merlin, Scrooge, Kyrie, a big one right there. Teaming up with Mickey as Aqua is cool too. Fighting Vanitas is cool. Fighting Brig as Terra is cool. Yeah, it's just a bunch of cool stuff. But I would rather play Agrabah over Arendelle, so there's that one. Now, here's the interesting thing. Do I count Raiding Garden with the limit cut stuff involved? Like, you know, that's how you... Do I count, like, the limit cut boss fights towards Cage 3 Raiding Garden? Like the Data 13 in that game? Yeah, actually, I think I do. Because, like, you count the data fights in Cage 2 towards, Radiant Garden Cage 2. Now, the difference there is Cage 2 Radiant Garden has an actual world to explore, whereas Cage 3 Radiant Garden is literally just the Garden of Assemblage, plus freaking plus Merlin's house. That's kind of it. With that said, though, I'd rather play that over Arendelle. But I'd rather play Arendelle over Port Royal. Traverse Town. Ooh, that's a big one right there, by the way. This one will literally determine which game you prefer, I think. Like, if you say you prefer Twilight Town over Traverse Town, I think that just means you like Cage 2 more than Cage 1. If you say Traverse Town over Cage 2, I think you like Cage 1 more. Oopsie. Also, Halabashin over that as well. But I would prefer Twilight Town over Timeless River. I'd also prefer the Caribbean over Timeless River. But I'd prefer Timeless River over Monstropolis. Endgame, I'd also rather play the Endgame of Birth by Sleep over Monstropolis. I'd rather play Monstropolis over Agrabah and Kingdom Hearts 2. I guess I'd rather play Agrabah over Finny Fun. I guess. Scala, yeah, okay. Halabashin and Cage 2 beats out Scala, though, I gotta say. But I would rather play Scala. Ooh, actually, would I? Xehanort boss fight plus Remind Exploration? Or Endgame Cage 1? I guess Endgame Cage 1. The Scala beats out that. Symphony of Sorcery also beats out that. Halloween Town, I guess, beats out that purely for theming and boss fights and shit like that. Again, Neverland, Birth by Sleep, Traverse Town beats out that. World That Never Was, Dream Drop, yeah, that beats out that. Excuse me, Pranksters versus Neverland, yeah, Pranksters. When Dream Drop Distance has banger, like, circus-themed worlds that give me a sense of adventure and, like, stuff like that, it hits. Like, Traverse Town, freaking Prankster's Paradise, Symphony of Sorcery, their version of The World That Never Was, Country Musketeer, those worlds hit. Then La Cité de Clotes, forgive me. Fucking forgive me. Clotes? I think it's Clotes. Clotes? I'll see it again. Editor, put it on screen right now. Proper pronunciation and stuff. I'm so sorry. It's like 4:40 in the morning. Holy shit, how long have I been recording for? An hour. I've been recording for an hour already. That's great. And the Grid. They're both sleepers. Something I should be doing. Dark World BBS. I don't know. Country, Musketeer, Dark World. I'd rather play Country. I'd rather play Dark World. I'd also rather play the Kingdom of Corona. Land of Dragons. Dwarf Woodbridge. I'd rather play Chain of Memories 100 Acre Woods over Disney Town, though, any fucking day. Keyblade Graveyard Cage 3 is better than Olympus Cage 1. World That Never Was is also better. San Francisco. Ooh, that's a hard one. Again, this is a matter of cool post-game content like the Hades Cup, Sephiroth, and Ice Titan stacking up against purely a great world, San Francisco. I'm going to lean towards San Francisco hesitantly. But I'm going to go all the way and say Olympus is better there. And I'm also going to say Daybreak Town's better. And I'm also going to say Halloween Town's better. I'm sorry, Wonderland. I'm also going to say Beast Castle's better. And I'm also going to say Wonderland's better despite the Phantom. Neverland. Yeah, Twilight Town. Cage 2, 100 Acre Wood, just kind of mid. Kind of. But 100 Acre Wood's kind of mid in general, so that's not really saying much of it. Final World. Yeah, I'd also rather play Space Paranoids. But I would rather play 100 Acre Woods Cage 2 because they have better minigames. Cloches. I was right earlier, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather play it. But I'd rather play the 100 Acre Wood Cage 1 over the Grid. That's the dividing line right there. The Grid is my dividing line. And I'd also rather play Disney Castle over the Grid. Because that's like a pit stop. Olympus is better than Toy Box. Forgive me. Toy Box is better than Cage 2 Olympus. Cage 2 Olympus is better than Deep Jungle. Deep Jungle is better than Atlantica. Castle of Dreams is better than Atlantica. Enchanted Dominion is better than Atlantica. Calm, Castle Oblivion. Ooh, actually, you know what? No, Atlantica Cage 1 is better than BBS Olympus. I'm not gonna lie. I'd also rather play Deep Space over BBS Olympus as well. I'm not saying something. I've given that world a lot of shit for no reason in this video. It doesn't deserve it. It's actually just an okay world, really. Monstro, BBS Olympus. Send it. Send it. Send that one. Oh, actually, that's interesting. Mirage Arena is what Olympus kind of is supposed to do, and Olympus is not being itself. I'd rather play Mirage Arena. Land of Departure. I'd rather play the Land of Departure, and that's saying something. Traverse Town feels more like home than Destiny Island. Hello Bastion's better than Destiny Island. Twilight Town is better than Destiny Island. I'd rather play Destiny Islands over the Caribbean. I'd rather play the Caribbean over the entirety of 0.2 Birth by Sleep. Not that that's an insult, by the way. The Caribbean gets really good. 0.2 is better than Timeless River. I'd actually rather play Radiant Garden BBS over Timeless River as well. Timeless River over Agrabah though. Keyblade Graveyard Endgame BBS. Yeah, I guess I'd rather play that as well. I'd rather play Agrabah over Monstropolis. Limit cut content. I'd rather play it over Monstropolis as well. I'd play Monstropolis over Arendelle. And I'd rather play Okay, believe it or not, guys, I'd rather play Arendelle over Agrabah and Kingdom Hearts 2. That's how salty I am over that world. I'd also rather play Port Royal over Agrabah and Kingdom Hearts 2. And that's saying something. But I guess I'd rather play Agrabah and Kingdom Hearts 2 than nothing. So, yeah. I guess I'd rather play Rhythm minigame than nothing as well. Keyblade Graveyard, Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, I'll give it to KH2. Sorry, KH1. Sorry, KH1. I'm sorry again. Yeah. Yeah, this feels right. Again, as I get further into the video, I don't have to discuss these quite as much, because I've already talked about my criteria and a lot of my opinions, and you can just assume why I'm picking each one over each one, like each world over each world, based on things I talked about earlier. So, you know, if you have a question about why I picked one over the other, leave it in the comment section and I'll clarify or something. Or, yeah, you know, I'll just clarify, you know, a particular pick. Also, if you guys have your own particular ranking of these worlds, or your own favorite Kingdom Hearts worlds, or your least favorite ones, let me know in the comments down below. You know what? I would love to read some Kingdom Hearts opinions. That'd be cool. Be awesome. Scala or San Francisco? San Francisco. Actual world design, cool content. Actual world design in this case. I'd rather cool ass theming in Symphony also beats it out. But I would rather play Olympus KH1. Daybreak Town because Union Cross. Halloween Town KH1 versus Halloween Town KH2. This one's kind of interesting. Cool theming. They both have great theming. I would say KH2 actually has some better theming because of Christmas Town, but that's that, you know, it's more in line with the movie. But I feel like Halloween Town KH1, despite me talking about on stream one time how it's kind of linear compared to a lot of other KH1 worlds, has better level design, especially when it comes to like Oogie's Manor and everything like that. So this is literally my KH1 or 2 taste coming out again, but I prefer KH1 Halloween Town over KH2 Halloween Town. And I also prefer Beast Castle over KH2 Halloween Town as well, because that world's kind of cool. And has great theming as well. Wonderland KH2. I'd rather play KH2 Halloween Town. Traverse Town Dream Drop. I'd rather play Traverse Town Dream Drop. Or the number 1 Dream Drop. Yep, I'd rather play that. Prankster Paradise. Yep. Banger Worlds. Neverland BBS or Wonderland. I guess I'd rather play Neverland. Country. Believe it or not, despite me complimenting Country earlier, I would say I'd rather play Wonderland. Neverland KH1 Country. I'd rather play Country over that. Despite the Phantom being really cool. And Captain Hawk also being a good boss fight. And Shadow Sora also being a good boss fight as well. Did you know Did you know Neverland and KH1 only has 3 Trinities? You could just throw in a random blue Trinity, but no. It's literally just, I think it's 1 yellow Trinity, 1 white Trinity, and 1 green Trinity, which you have to do to progress the plot. Yeah. That's kind of weird to think about. Anyways, Phantom. I'd rather fight the Phantom. Boom. Twilight Town, KH3. Yeah, I guess that's better. That's better. I prefer that. But I would play the Dark World over that. And I'd also play Kingdom of Corona over that. And I'd play Land of Dragons over that as well. And I'd also play Dwarf Woodlands. And I'd also play... You know what? Hot take time, baby! I'd rather play 100 Acre Woods Chain of Memories over KH2. Because I think the minigames are just better. Simple as that. I think the storytelling in KH2 100 Acre Woods is better than the Chain of Memories version. But that's not really saying that much. Because the minigames in Chain of Memories is just better. Specifically Recon, by the way. Not GBA Com. I should probably clarify that. Should have probably clarified that earlier as well. My brain automatically goes to Recon, not original Com, so... I'd rather play that over that, though. I'd rather play anything over Disney Town. Yeah, I'd rather play the grid over Disney Town, too. Fuck that. Traverse Town KH1 or Olympus KH3. I'd rather play Traverse Town. I'd also rather play Hollow Bastion. I'd rather play Twilight Town. And I guess I'd also play Destiny Islands. And I'd rather play the Caribbean. But I'd rather play Olympus over the entirety of 0.2 Burst by Sleep. And I'd also rather play Toy Box over the entirety of 0.2 Burst by Sleep. And, actually, no, I played Dark World over KH2 Olympus. Fuck that. Mostly because, again, the tournament's just being whatever, in my opinion. Kind of fell off after KH1. Raiding Garden BBS. Yeah, I'd rather play that. Timeless River. Yep, rather play that. Keyblade Graveyard. Yeah, Endgame BBS. Rather play that too. Agrabah KH1. Yeah, I guess I'd rather play that as well. Actually, You know what? No. Better boss fights. Way better boss fights. Agrabah has really mid boss fights. But I would rather play Agrabah over Deep Jungle, so, you know, didn't stay in the ring that long. Limit Cut. I'd rather play Limit Cut. Yep. Monstropolis. Yeah, I'd rather play Monstropolis over Deep Jungle. And I'd also rather play... Would I play Arendelle over Deep Jungle? Yeah. Yeah, I would. But I would play Deep Jungle over Port Royal. Not saying anything. How many times have I said that in this video? Castle of Dreams, Port Royal. Castle of Dreams, Port Royal. Castle of Dreams, Port Royal. Castle of Dreams, what the fuck am I debating over here? Ventus Virgin is better. Enchanted Dominion. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, that makes sense to me too. Oh yeah, Atlantica over that one? Yep. I'd rather play Atlantica. Uh-oh. I'm at a standstill here. Fuck it, I'd rather play Deep Space. Uh-oh, this one's gonna give me heat. I'd also rather play Monstro. I'd rather play Port Royal. I'm not gonna lie. Mostly just because Ruler of the Sky. Brrr. Fuck that. Fuck Ruler of the Sky. Ruined you. But not that much. Oh my god. Dude, I hate Agrabah and KH2. Anyways, I just fucking do. I'm not even gonna hide it. I'd rather play the Mirage Arena. That's fun with friends if you can, like, play the PSP personally. Land of Departure Tutorial World? Yeah, Tutorial World, sure. Olympus? Yeah, fuck yeah, I'd rather play Agrabah. Only because the boss fight in the first visit, like, you know, with the big Fire Lord and the big Blizzard Lord is actually good. It's better than that. Anyways. Atlantica, Kingdom Hearts 2. I guess I'd rather play Olympus. And I'd rather play 100 Acre Wood KH3 as well. And I guess I'd also rather play Pride Lands. Look, the two KH2 optional worlds just went up against each other. Bam. Collision. Traverse Town, I'm sorry. Hollow Bastion, I'm sorry. I'm content with that. I talked about a lot of these already. No, I'm okay with that actually. Actually, hold on, let me go back on that one. Yeah, that's better. Again, that's world design versus content. That's literally all this is over here too. Content. Like actual, like, you know, boss fights and shit. Toy Box is better, I guess. You're better. You're better. Better. Olympus. Yeah, that one. The more I think about this version of Olympus, the more I dislike it. Ooh, actually? Ooh, I just remembered Riku's version of that world exists. Never mind. That holds that back a little bit. Oh, I like Limit Cut. Forgot about it. Man, we're just fucking scrolling. Damn, Arendelle's just falling. off right now, dude. Yeah, I guess I would rather play Space Paranoids, and yeah. Yeah, I guess. Holy crap. Yeah, it's falling off. I would rather play Arendelle over 100 Acre Wood Com, though. I'm not gonna lie. Deep Jungle, yep. I'd rather play Castle of Dreams as well. And I'd rather play Enchanted Dominion. I'd rather play Castle Oblivion. I'd also rather play Atlantica. And I'd also rather play Deep Space. I'd rather play Monstro. Do I rather play Port Royal? I think did I put Port Royale? Fortnite? Anyways. 100, Port. 100, Port. Ah, yeah, fuck it. I'll play Port Royal. Neverland, sure. I'll play it. Sure. 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 Actually, yeah. That feels right. Yeah, I'd rather have Finny Foot over the grid. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my freaking ranking. I kind of lost steam there towards the end, but what else is there to say other than what I've been saying throughout the entire vid? Take a look, you know. Coming in number 66 is the Mysterious Tower from Birth by Sleep. 65, Disney Town from BBS. 64, The Grid from Dream Drop. 63, Atlantica from KH2. Disney Castle, KH2. 62, 61, 100 Acre Wood, KH1. La Cité de Cloches, 60 in Dream Drop, 59 KH2, 100 Acre Wood, 58 Pride Lands, KH2, 57 100 Acre Wood, KH3, 56 100 Acre Wood, Com, 55 Olympus Coliseum, BBS, 54 Agrabah, KH2, 53 Land of Departure, BBS, 52 Mirage Arena, BBS, 51, Neverland, 358, 50, Port Royal, KH2, 49, Monstro, freaking KH1, by the way, 48, Deep Space, KH2, I'm gonna call that, when I see space, I'm thinking Space Paranoids, that's kind of fucking me up right now. Deep Space, Birth by Sleep, 47, KH1, Atlantica, yeah, I'm surprised it ranks that high too. 46, Calm Castle Oblivion. 45, Enchanted Dominion, BBS. 44, Castle of Dreams, BBS. 43, Deep Jungle, KH1. 42, Arendelle, KH3. 41, Dwarf Woodlands, BBS. 40, Land of Dragons, KH2. 39, Kingdom of Corona, KH3. 38, The Dark World, Birth by Sleep. Not 0.2 Birth by Sleep, but Birth by Sleep. Space Paranoids, KH2, number 37. Number 36, The Final World, KH3. 35, KH3 Twilight Town. 34, Neverland, KH1. I think it literally only ranks that high because of the Clock Tower, Captain Hook, Shadow Sora, and of course the Phantom. Just for clarification there, because it is kind of a weak world. Number 33, Country Musketeers, Dream Drop. Number 32, Wonderland, KH1. 31, BBS, Neverland. Number 30, Monstropolis, KH3. Number 29, Prankster's Paradise, Dream Drop, Distance. 28, Radiant Garden, Kingdom Hearts 3, which mostly covers Limit Cut again, I believe. That's how I ranked that. So, yeah. Again, this is another question of content. And to be honest, I do love the Limit Cut content in KH3, so, yeah. 27, Agrabah, KH1. 26, Olympus Coliseum, KH2. 25, The World That Never Was, Dream Drop Distance. 24, Traverse Town, Dream Drop Distance. 23, Halloween Town, KH2. 22, Beast Castle, KH2. 21, Halloween Town, KH1. Number 20, the Keyblade Graveyard, Birth by Sleep. Number 19, Daybreak Town, Union Cross. Number 18, Timeless River, KH2. Number 17, Radiant Garden, Birth by Sleep. Number 16, Olympus Coliseum, KH1. Number 15, Dark World, which is essentially just 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage as a whole. Number 14, Toy Box, KH3. Number 13, Olympus, KH3. Number 12, Symphony of Sorcery, Dream Drop Distance. Number 11, Skylight Callum. Again, Remind helped boost that one up quite a bit, KH3. Number 10, San Francisco, KH3. Number 9, End of the World, KH1. Number 8, The Caribbean, Kingdom Hearts 3. Number 7, Destiny Islands, KH1. Again, only because I love it so much. That's the only reason why it's so high. Number 6, Twilight Town, KH2. Number 5, The World That Never Was, KH2. Number 4, Keyblade Graveyard, KH3. Again, Remind helped boost that one up quite a bit. Again, content alone and pure hype and emotions. Hollow Bastion / Radiant Garden, KH2. The final mix helped boost that one up quite a bit, especially with the Cavern of Remembrance and the Data 13. That definitely helps out quite a bit. Number 2, Hollow Bastion, KH1. And number 1, Traverse Town, KH1. That's my world rankings for all the Kingdom Hearts games and everything like that. Again, leave yours down below. Leave your favorite world. Leave your least favorite world. What do you guys think about my opinions? Why am I wrong? Why am I right? You know? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Let me know. Honestly, you know, I'm actually kind of want to know some feedback on this one. I literally recorded this out of the blue, so have a great night, day, everybody. I don't know anymore. Peace out. Meister out. These are some silly opinions. Don't take them so seriously. Bye.